I don't engage in the world of, God damn, it's bad. Well, once it's bad, well, you can only think about how to then turn it good. So my focus immediately goes to the work that has to be done to make something better. So when I've fallen, when I've stepped in the it's all right, well, I gotta go find some water to clean off my shoes. And I'm not gonna throw my sneaks away. I'm just gonna clean them good, and I'm not gonna step in anymore. I'm gonna look down before I walk now. When I've fallen and it's time to get up, all right, well, am I just jumping back up? Or should I sit down for a second before I get up, look around? All right, people saw me fall, whatever. I'm not embarrassed about it. Let me get up, stand up on my own, and dust it off, but show that it's not a bad thing to fall. Like, I'm that guy. Like, right. So I think the best thing that can happen to any of us, and I've said this several times, is the world of up. It is the world of problem. People are afraid to embrace that shit. I'm not. Like, embrace the good, the bad, the ugly. Right. That's how the dope shit gets discovered. You don't know how dope this shit is until you've done the undope. The undope makes you go, okay, now this is dope. This is right. This is actually great, right? Right. This is unbelievable.
Need motivation?
Watch your top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because when I started my first business, I really struggled to believe in myself. I was making $300 a month and quit on my business partner. And the thing that saved me was watching the stories of successful entrepreneurs. They gave me strategies as well as hope and belief that just maybe I could do it myself as well. And I hope that this video here today helps you get a little bit more belief in yourself, because I still need the videos for myself today too. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Kevin Hart, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy.
You don't know how blue water can be till you've been in the water that's not that blue. Yo, this water is dark as but you find it till you go over there and say, yo, goddamn, look at this over here. Everything is a discovery. I embrace the progression in discovery. So entertainment moment, life moment, career moments, personal moments. I've been on all sides of the spectrum. I've seen it all. And I would not be in the seat that I'm in today. I would not be able to handle the volume of that comes with sitting in this chair if I didn't go through all of the that I've been through. Right. And I do mean that. Right. Because now you're just able to see from every single lens. I'm able to see from every single point of view. I don't know everything. I don't need to know everything. I don't want to know everything. But I do know how important it is to listen. I do know how important it is to understand. So I do my best to try to do that at the highest level. And if and when I do, great. If I don't, then maybe I need more help processing it. I'll be patient enough until I get it right, and eventually I'll be all right.
Rule number 2 is build an amazing team.
What would you say are the skills that you like, this is how I want my kids to be able to operate in this world? And that's what they need.
The best skill that I have developed is the skill of noticing and understanding that nothing is done by one individual. No level of success is reached by one person, right? Like there is a team effort that goes into the smallest moment of success to the largest. Yeah. And the person that wants the rewards and the accolades for it all, and that doesn't embrace the world of team and the foundation that stands underneath whatever that thing is a person that won't last long. The thing that I am most thankful for, and the thing that I'm glad that it has just improved over the course of time, is the world of inclusion with the we. There's no I. And I hope that that's what I'm passing down to my kids, is that, you know, nothing is given, everything is earned. And for things to be earned correctly, you know, you have to surround yourself with people that you can not only earn with, but that will support and embrace along the way, right? I have an amazing team. I hope that my team grows to be the stars of tomorrow. From execs to creatives to talent to writers, producers, directors, everybody that's underneath this umbrella of Heartbeat, of Heartbeat Ventures, of the brands and the brand partnerships and the space of entertainment and this ecosystem within media that we've created. We flourish because they flourish.
Rule number 3 is welcome mistakes.
You got one life, and that one life, the goal for us is to live it to the best of our ability from the beginning to what's said the end. In the middle, in the beginning, middle, you're going to do things, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fuck up. You're supposed to learn and then move forward with the understanding of what not to do. And when you move forward, life may get better, it may not, but somewhere along the lines it's going to click. And everything that I went through back here was supposed to happen so that now that I'm here, I'm able to go ahead with such a high level of knowledge, and I can make other people better. I can make myself better. I can do more for my family.
Rule number 4 is take baby steps.
Where did that work ethic start, though? Because I watched the docuseries and it's Laugh Factory and small clubs and those things. Did that set the foundation to have you where you are, where you got your foot on their neck and you still ain't letting up?
It's the discovery. I think it's a discovery of the opportunities that present themselves based off of what you're willing to work for, right? There's a lot of talk about what you want to do, about what you can do, but the energy and effort that goes behind that sometimes doesn't match. What I found out early on is I said, look, if I want to do something and I'm willing to actually go out and put the effort and actions behind it, well, my chances of executing in said thing or on behalf of said thing, well, they're actually real. And I set baby steps, little baby goals, not big ones, but small ones. And what I'm saying and I'm doing, I'm actually achieving. And the goals get bigger. They get bigger. They get bigger, they get bigger and bigger. So I found out that your worst enemy is you and your ability to stay true to the thing that you want to do. If you lie to yourself and cheat yourself, well, then you're not fooling anybody but yourself. But if you actually get up every day and you got that action and you got that energy that's like, I have to go and do this because I'm trying to get here. And every day you're working towards that, well, you're going to get there. It may take you longer. Some may do it shorter, but you're not going to lose. Right. So I got addicted to winning. And I found that you can win more when you surround yourself with more winners. I found that putting yourself in the environment of motivational, inspirational personnel, people that just want shit out of life, it's addictive. You get that, like that rubs off. So my surroundings changed. My ideas grew. My wants grew. And, now you're looking at a guy that quote unquote is a mogul, but I'm building. And I'm building with amazing talent, amazing personnel.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5 is shift your perspective.
Even when you say I'm going to be a good dad today, right? You can only try your best. To do that. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, just because you say you're a good dad don't make you a good dad.
No, of course not.
Just because you say you're a good boss don't make you a good boss. I can say it every day. I can think I'm doing it. But if on the opposite side, if I'm viewed differently, well, that will be because I'm doing something wrong and I'm not aware. Mm-hmm. What I now do is make sure that I'm looking at things through both lenses. Mm-hmm. Not a one-sided POV.
I love that.
It's not just my perception of what I'm doing and how everybody else should see it.
Yeah.
In doing that, the way that I try my best to back up the hope of me being perceived as that is by putting the true work in to be that.
Yeah.
Making sure that I'm really engaged with the other people, making sure that there's a rapport, that there's energy. And, the wife and kids, the same thing, making sure that there's a rapport, that there's, I'm asking the questions and I'm getting the answers, but I'm asking for things so I can get the proper feedback so that if I do need to adjust or if I do need to fix, at least I'm aware.
Yeah.
Operating with the assumption that you are or that you're doing, it can be a crutch. Like
Yeah.
it can be a bad thing if I'm operating with the assumption, because one day you'll wake up and they'll go, I never liked when, or what acted as a problem for me for all these years was when you, and then you just go, I never knew. You never said nothing.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't want to say anything. Sometimes people don't know how to say anything. So the world of dialogue, communication, and just openness is what I think I've gotten better at over the time. But once again, it's a constant space of improvement.
Yeah.
You're constantly trying to improve.
Rule number 6 is work harder.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up.
Hell
it's
yeah.
easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna keep going.
Yeah,
I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Rule number 7 is make sacrifices.
Do you feel as if something has to sacrifice? Are you short stroking any of those opportunities?
I mean, you can't. It's look. It's a gift and a curse. You can't want the bells and whistles and not understand the sacrifices that come with it. Some things are going to be a little tougher, right? Like now I'm at a point where I can give my family more time. I can be more available, but the work that goes into building things, sometimes you gotta be hands-on until you don't have to be. And the grind that goes with that is one that's necessary. So when you talk about Heartbeat, right? You're talking about what started off as a production company where I was just developing ideas and selling ideas and being a producer on things, but it was going to another entity. I figured out that I can be my own entity. So growing Heartbeat to the point where, we're a company with a valuation of $700 million now. We're full-fledged media. I'm a functional media outlet. TV, film, radio. I don't, if it's advertising, is it unscripted, scripted, whatever that thing is or that thing may be, I now have the ability to outsource new talent, create opportunities for, and make things happen. I am now a bridge to success for some. That's different. That's the bigger side of the win. And that only grows, right? I'm not that if I don't see Tyler Perry, if I don't see Hove, if I don't see Oprah. Like if you don't see the people that have built things and that have put a blueprint out there, you can ignore it or you can go, oh, it's doable. I chose not to ignore it. So in doing that, all right, you gotta sacrifice a little bit. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm a little stressed out at times, but I'm 43. What's my end goal? Where am I trying to get and when do I wanna be there? By the time I'm 50, maybe I'm relaxed and my feet are up and I'm not working another day and neither is my family. Maybe I'm building generational wealth. Maybe I'm changing a narration that's attached to me, my household, and what's coming after. It's all about what you want and what your end goal is. This isn't for other people. I'm not working and busting my ass for the benefits of others. I'm trying to create and change something so that other people coming after can go, oh, we can either do that same thing or we can go past it.
Rule number 8 is keep a small circle.
When success comes, Kev, how do you deal with the close proximity entitlement from people that came up with you in the game or family members? How do you deal with entitlement when people say, Kev, the hard work you put in, I want to benefit of that, or I want you to finance the lifestyle that you don't live for yourself for me?
My circle's very small.
Okay.
My circle's extremely small. There's not a wide variety of individuals and personnel around me. Like through the journey of success, the same people have been there from the beginning to the end. So the sense of entitlement, I'll say that we face or that has reared its head in our friendship and our group, we've been able to nip it in the bud because of our relationships. Like we're real friends, real brothers. And,
right.
The idea of checking someone or making one understand like when you're out of bounds, out of pocket, it's not as hard, right? But
Yes.
I think the expectations are just unrealistic with what people expect you to do because of your success. People go, you're there and you getting all this, so why can't you just easily bring me on?
Right.
And why can't you put me on? And while you're trying to get on, people expect you to do for them when you're still doing for yourself. Like I'm just now in the position where I can really make the extension of an olive branch and make things happen for other people, make real career moves for other people. I'm just now at the point of real control. When you still a work for hire, you're still a work for hire.
Right.
But you can't explain that to people that don't have an idea of what that means. Like, just because I'm in a movie, I don't run that movie. I'm not in charge of that movie.
Right.
I was hired to do the movie.
Right.
Lead or no lead, I may work for hire. So it's not until that change and you now become the man that's in control of the machine.
Right.
Like, you really got the hat and you make the decisions and you're doing the casting and you're doing the budget and you're the partner with the studios because you're a studio. Now it's a completely different scenario. But back then, our arguments or I think our roadblocks that presented themselves were just based off of expectation and wants that weren't realistic.
Rule number 9 is focus on solutions.
There was this one thing that you said that really stuck with me. And you said that my kids actually think I'm the coolest dad on the planet. I know why I am the way I am. My dad has a lot to do with that. The mistakes that my dad made, the decisions to do drugs, being in and out of jail, in and out of your lives. I saw firsthand what not being present did because of that. I now know what being present means. Mm-hmm. I know what I can do. I know what effect it can have on your child coming up. But it sounded like, obviously, when you lost your father recently, it sounds like you'd reconciled, like you'd built somewhat of a connection.
Me and my dad, we weren't the closest, but we weren't not close. My dad, at the end of the day, I'm going to love my dad for simply being my dad. Now, my dad's life, had several different versions of drastic downs, right? A small amount of ups, but a lot of downs. I can easily sit here and ridicule or judge my dad for the mistakes that he made or for his past, but that does nothing. I don't like to focus on problem. I focus on solution.
Yes.
So with me and my dad and our relationship, it was always one of solution. Like, you can't go back and fix the years that you weren't present. There is nothing that we can do about that time. We can have a conversation about it. We can talk about it. And then me and my dad talking, my biggest thing was, you don't have to focus on what you can't change. The fact that you're here now and that you made a decision to get clean, to turn your life around. It's never too late. My dad was, 50 plus at the time when he said, I'm gonna go ahead and figure it out. And I'm gonna close that door and I'm gonna work on this other door. This door over here was, like I said, jail, drugs, in and out of his kid's life, to the point where, there was a time when we didn't know where my dad was. And I bumped into my dad on a train. I tell a story. I bumped into my dad on a public transportation in Philadelphia. Like, not seeing him in years, I randomly saw my dad. And my dad was so embarrassed, he got off the train and ran. But it's like, that's where that world and that relationship was. And what I do very well, I don't hold on to grudges or gripes. It takes too much time. It takes too much energy. Things will work themselves out. They never not have. It'll always work itself out. I mean, my dad worked it out, right? Like, it's about the grandkids. And our relationship got better as he embraced the opportunity to be a great grandpa. And seeing him try to do that right was his way of saying, I wish I could have done this right for you. I can't. Like, I know what you're saying without saying it. Sometimes you don't need words. Although some people do need them, sometimes your actions are a little better. And my dad's actions in trying his best to be an unbelievable grandfather made our father-son relationship that much better. And, there was a lot of conflict between my brother and my dad, and seeing that mend over the time and just saying, look, I'm not supposed to be here. Dad, look at what your son has done. Look at where I am. Being that I can, I want to make sure that you get to see some dope things in life. Here, let's do this and take that and live like this and do. So things work themselves out. His reward for giving his energy to something positive and life-changing was his son becoming successful and his son saying, Dad, it's not expected. That wasn't the plan. You got a great piece of light at the end of that dark tunnel that you didn't expect, that I didn't expect, because I didn't expect to be here. So everything it works itself out.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is just be you.
Once you started telling your story, once you started making, jokes and laughing at your pain, that's when I felt as if you took off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was that a decision you had to make? What created that? Because once you started mocking yourself almost, it was like, oh, this dude, that's real. When I think you took off. He's real. I don't know if it's real. I don't know what started that, but
no, you're spot on. I mean, look, self-deprecating humor is what I feel is like the best humor, right? And there's stages. I have stages in my comedy career. And in the beginning, you're introducing yourself to the world. And what you'll learn, and what I've learned from watching the greats, you walk away from anything that they've done knowing about them. You know about them. Pryor's great because you knew he did cocaine. Mm-hmm. You knew his problems. You knew his struggles, right? It wasn't a secret. You knew about it. He was fucking great because of the raw approach to, I don't give a fuck, I'll tell y'all. I flushed the cocaine down and told my grandma had it. Eddie was great because Eddie told you where he came from. He was poor. My dad was an alcoholic. He used to whoop our ass. Like you're laughing, but he's letting you know who the f he is. He's letting you know who he is. Chappelle, unapologetically himself. Rock, same thing. I can go down the list and not leaving anyone out purposely, but using those names as references. The beauty of it is that if you choose to put yourself out there, then you're making the choice to simply be you and have fun being you. My therapy is being me. I got out of Philadelphia because I was seeing the same people.
Your reach wasn't a big reach.
I was like, well, it's not that. I was seeing the same people, the same comedians, the same audience people every week.
Wouldn't you see the same if you went somewhere else, though?
But that's the thing, I didn't know.
Got it.
I wasn't content with not knowing. I was like, it has to be more. What's the next?
Kevin, is this late 90s?
This is late 90s.
So you're 21, 22 years old.
This is late 90s. This is 98, 99.
Yeah.
And I met a guy named Keith Robinson, who's an unbelievable mentor to me. And this is the guy who was telling me just like, man, you gotta start talking about more. You gotta start talking about yourself. He said, I want you to come with me to New York. I didn't know the guy from this piece of paper on the table, but when he said, you gotta come with me to New York, I jumped at it because I was like, is more comedy in New York? I'm going, I wanna see it. I was so eager to see what else was out there. And when I saw that, when he opened up that door and I got to look behind it and I saw what was there, 12, 13 comedy clubs in New York. I got to see comedians on stage, all races.
Well, New York is New York.
Oh my God, all races, shapes, sizes. I got bit.
Was that it?
That was when it was over. That was the addiction at the highest level.
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag Believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.